Okay, this subtopic, algebraic fractions, again is very important. There's basically 5 types here. The last one's a bit more of a challenge, but you can stop the video and have a go at these 5. They're fairly demanding. Now, starting off with the first one, you really need to be careful of this little negative sign here. That can cause a lot of grief. What we have to do is find the lowest common denominator, like a normal fraction, of 3 and 4, okay, which is obviously going to be 12. So we need to multiply this one by 4, top and bottom. So I'll just do that to get the 12 here, and this one by 3. Okay, now what I'll do here is this is multiply, don't multiply it out, just do this little step. 4, put a bracket around it here like that. And then I'll put a minus sign here, 3 outside out of x plus 1. And we're going to put it all over 12, because we know it's all going to be over 12 because these are both the same. And that way you avoid making an error. Now when you remove the brackets here, I'm going to get 4x minus 8 minus 3x. And this becomes minus 3. And the common mistake is people put plus 3 over 12. And of course that becomes 4x minus 3x is just 1x. Minus 8 minus 3 is minus 11. That's your final answer. Over here, different one completely. Common mistake here is people cancel the x squareds. They can't do that. You can't cancel across additions or subtraction signs. So we need to factorise. Now what two numbers multiply to give me 1, and to give me 2. Obviously it's 1 and 1. So this is actually a perfect square. X plus 1. I'll write as x plus 1 times x plus 1 though, like that. This is the difference of 2 squares, so that's x minus 1, x plus 1. So all you've done is factorise. The last little step is to cancel. We can see that these two are the same, and we get the result, x plus 1 over x minus 1. Okay, this one here, a little bit harder. You could just multiply it out, but you'll end up with a mess. So what you should do is factorise first. And we'll have here 1 over x minus 1 times x plus 1 minus 1 over x plus 1. So the lowest common denominator will be this one, because we need to multiply this one by x minus 1. So again, we've got this negative to watch out for. So it's going to be 1 minus, this will be x minus 1 all over x minus 1, x plus 1. Just checking this, you'll see that this will go underneath the 1, which becomes that, and this will go underneath this one, but the x minus 1s will cancel, so you'll just get that gives you the 1. All right, so when you've done that, very simply, this we get 1 minus x plus 1, so it becomes 2 minus x over x minus 1, x plus 1. Your final answer. All right, this one here, what we're going to do now is we're going to invert and multiply. So what I'll cheat a bit here. I'm going to change that to times. I'll just rub that out. Change that to a times. And I'll flip this, and by doing that, I'm just going to make that a plus, and this one a minus. There we go. All right, all set up to go. So now this is a perfect square, so it's going to be x plus 1 all squared, over this is x minus 1 all squared times x minus 1 over x plus 1. You notice that this will cancel out with that, and that will cancel out with that, and you simply get x plus 1 over x minus 1 as your final answer. Now finally this one, again we need to factorise. So we'll have 1 over, this becomes x outside of x squared plus 1, and this is plus 1 outside of x outside of x squared minus 1. Right. So now we're going to have the lowest common denominator is simply going to be x times x squared plus 1 times x squared minus 1. So we'll need to multiply up the top here. I'll need an x squared minus 1 over, I'll put it all in so you can see it better. And do the same thing here. That'll be an x squared plus 1 up top here over x. You can put just a one thing if you like, but just say, oops, it's a 1 there. That's an x squared minus 1. So that's the lowest common denominator. Okay, now that will become, now when you add these two together, you notice that the ones will go out and you'll get 2x squared over x into x squared plus 1 x squared minus 1. Now a lot of people leave that, but notice you can cancel this out. That x will go with that. So you'll get 2x over x squared plus 1 x squared minus 1. Right. Now if you want to be a bit fancy, you could actually, that's fine, that's correct. You could write this as 2x all over x to the 4th minus 1, because that's the difference of two squares. But both answers are completely valid. Right, it's done.